Hello Blizzard fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Tang and FeaR on Cactus Valley, the latter edition. Now this is a Heart of the Swarm replay. Tang contacted me this morning saying this was a very intense ZVP, so I'm very excited to cast it. And in the top right of Cactus Valley, we have the red Protoss player, FeaR, the enemy from ECV Pro. And in the top left of Cactus Valley, we have the hero, the Blue Zerg player, Tang, from All In. And again, I just want to put a quick plug out here for the All In Academy, which Tang is part of. It is coaching for StarCraft 2. If you're looking to improve your game, whether it's Legacy of the Void or Heart of the Swarm, head on over. It's allinacademy.com. It's allin-academy.com. It is a very impressive website. Whoever designed it was just amazing. I mean, it's like HTML5, and there's embedded videos, and very pretty. If you're not actually interested in casting, I encourage you to go check it out anyway, just because it is so pretty to look at. Again, that is allin-academy.com. So either way, this is a ZVP on Cactus Valley. It is Heart of the Swarm. No more crazy disruptor drops like we saw in that game with Vampy Worm that I posted yesterday. Maybe today. We'll see if I post those on the same day or not. Trying to speak in the future is always kind of confusing. But either way, we have fewer workers at the beginning, which means the early game is a little bit longer. You'll notice that here at the 2-minute, 50-minute mark, we have the spawning pool just finished, and the expansion as well here at the natural. I think the expansion was just about finished at this point in Legacy of the Void, so those early workers really making a difference. Actually making an early Zealot, and yeah, probably going to see a Zealot Stalker Mothership Core pressure. Coming on in, the scouting probe does finally find the Zerg player so late. Scouted everywhere but where he was. A little bit too late to do anything like a crazy cannon rush. There's not a forge anyway. Can't really fake one either. The Queen saying, get out of here. Get away from my brood. I am trying to inject. I'm trying to lay down creep tumors, and you are in my face. So go home, probe, and the probe does. Zergling tries to get in, but actually that is a Zergling tight wall, because that probe couldn't get through without clicking on those minerals. So are we actually going to see aggression, or was that just to hold the wall with that Zealot? Looks like FeaR just held the wall. So no big deal. Nothing to worry about there. No pressure at all on Tang. And if you don't pressure Tang, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. He likes to macro up. He likes to go Roach Hider Viper in pretty much every matchup. So we'll see if he chooses to do that now. Ah, here we go. So it is going to be a forward pylon with a Zealot and a Mothership Core without the Stalker. Is there a Stalker on the field? There is not. There's a Sentry, though. There's probably just for defense, however. Warping in more Zealots. Okay, so like a 4 Zealot Sentry Mothership Core opener, which I don't think I've seen before. Very interesting. The Zergling comes up, tries to kill the Sentry, not quite able to do so. Warping in more Zealots. And here we come. Let's slow it down. Follow these guys in. See what damage they can do. Oh, come on. There we go. So the Queen manages to escape onto the creep. And I mean, there's really nothing to oppose this. This might actually do a ton of damage. The sentries can force field off that ramp, which is super dangerous. Roach is coming on in, getting caught against those force fields and getting burned down by the Zealots. Did not force field off the ramp, so these Roaches are able to reinforce from the main and actually do a lot of damage. Not microing particularly well. Zealots right in the face of Roaches do pretty darn well. Most of the benefit for the Roach versus Zealot matchup is the fact that Roaches have range and they're faster. But yeah, here we go. Keeping those alive, sniping down that sentry. And finally, the last Zealot gets cleaned up and Tang stays alive. 42 to 45 Harvesters. A little bit behind the Protoss player, but he does have Roaches. He might get some pressure on up here. More Zealots. I haven't seen this much Zealot pressure in a long time. These Roaches might have to come back home. Let's see how quickly Tang spots this. Tang, there are Zealots going for your third base. Come home, Tang. Tang, oh, he didn't see it. And here we go. The third is going to go down. I think this is enough DPS to force it to die. Yep, Roach is coming on home now. You can see the blue streak moving back, trying to save it. No, does actually get the cancel at the last second, which is huge for FeaR. But all these Zealots are going to die. There are a lot of Roaches out. They are fast on the creep. The Zealots are not fast. They get no benefits. Kind of try to come in and kill some drones just to see what they can do. Hard to micro that, though, when you're being attacked by that many Roaches, and I don't think any drones actually died there. 2 drones actually have died in the whole game, but that was a good counterattack there by FeaR, or I guess an early attack by FeaR. It forced the cancel on the third. It forced the Roaches to come home. This Roach pressure might have been actually really nice, depending on how things go. Actually taking a third here is Tang, which is somewhere I don't think that the Protoss player would expect him to do so, again, because it is so close to the Protoss base. But another bunch of Zealots do get caught out in the open. Those Zealots are not cheap. That's a lot of minerals. 13 Zealots have been lost now. I mean, that could be probes, that could be tech choices, that could be upgrades. And instead, FeaR decided to go with that. I don't know if they... Oh my gosh, more Zealots coming in. I don't know if they're paying for themselves at this point. I really don't. But keeping pressure on is nice. Are they going to get this Queen? The Queen is low on health. Run away, Queen. Run. Don't get trapped. Run as fast as you can. Oh, could he sneak? Oh, it does sneak through that tiny gap. And yes, she does survive. The Zealots die. Oh, that actually got a drone kill. Yep, 4 drones dead now. But again, I don't think it's enough to pay for how many Zealots we have seen coming out of FeaR. This mass Zealot harassment is something I don't think I've seen before. I don't know how effective it is, but either way, we now have Hydras coming up. Hydra, Roach, Viper. Again, that's what we like to see from Tang. He is nothing if not consistent and very, very strong with that particular composition. Third base now coming up for FeaR. Here come all these Roaches, and they're going to try to get in and do some damage. Good force fields, and there is an Immortal as well. Roach is trying to escape. No, one of them gets mown down. Probe transfer at the same time, feeling very gutsy with all these Roaches in the way, but yeah, Roaches had to go home. They need Hydras to deal with that. The force fields were just fantastic. Again, the Immortal back there would have done a lot of damage as well. Or more Zealots. Warping in more Zealots is FeaR. This Zealot harass is actually kind of insane. Maybe the Warp Prison will help it have a little bit more utility as that forward pylon gets taken down, as we see on the minimap. But we're going to follow this Warp Prism. Not going to get scouted by anything. There are no Overlords over here. Unloading them here. And another small Roach attack here, gets forced back as well. Amazing force fields. Overlord Scouts does see that third base. Coming on in with the Warp Prism. Okay, picked him back up. Gonna drop here right around the Queen so she can't run away. Snipes him up and runs away. Just amazing play there by the Warp Prism. That is something you can do, Protoss players, is drop your Zealots kind of in a concave around the Queen. Force her to stay put, because she is faster than Zealots, but if she can't move, she dies pretty quickly. Oh man, Warp Prism comes back in. The Roaches are quite ready for it, though. Zealots pop on in, and they do get picked up by the Hydras and the Roaches, and every one of them die. No, one gets picked up. 2 get picked up as well. The Hydra's not quite fast enough to catch the Warp Prism. A small attack coming up. Roaches and Hydras catching more and more Roaches there with the force fields, and they end up dead. Roaches and Hydras coming on down this ramp, trying to come up to the third, but FeaR is ready for it. The Mothership Core is here with that Photon Overcharge. Going to try to do a lot of damage with it. The Hydras in the front. I don't know if that's what you want to see here. Yep, Overcharge going down. Tang does not like this at all. Backing up, doing what damage he can. Stalkers are dying, but so are the Roaches, so are the Hydras. I just don't think there's enough. The Immortals in the back just doing so much damage. 3 kills there, 1 kill there, 2 kills there. And Overcharge as well, doing a ton of damage to this Roach Hydra composition. And we don't actually see the Vipers. The Blinding Cloud would be good against these Stalkers, as well as the Immortals, but maybe not. Sniping down this Overlord, pooping creep, no big deal there. Another attack here from Tang, though, just trying to do what he can. This Warp Prism coming back for more harassment, getting right into this mineral line. Are we going to try to snipe down another Queen? Doesn't quite do the trick this time. The Queen is able to escape. The Warp Prism kind of hanging out on the back here. Big attack here. Immortals, Sentries, Stalkers coming on in. Going to burn down this third base at the same time, trading this third base for FeaR, though. And FeaR actually heads back home. He's worried about this attack, and it might get into his natural. He's not entirely sure. How many workers have been lost here? 11 to 9 in favor. I guess more workers have died for the Zerg player. Drones are in short supply here. 60 to 60 exactly are left. Hydra's standing in, doing a lot of damage, taking hits as well, though. Good stutter step from FeaR, and these Roaches getting cleaned up at the same time. 116 to 126 supply now in favor of the Protoss player. Actually, of Tang, I apologize. Again, just going with this Roach Hydra. Another warp-in of Zealots with +1 attack. They're going to chew through these drones. Getting stuck there actually helped Tang a little bit. But Roach is trying to do what they can, bringing the drones as well to deal with this attack. The Queen using her range to try to kill these guys at the same time. But I think we need a Spire, get some Corruptors to bring down this Warp Prism. It's being so efficient in what it's doing, keeping Tang's attention elsewhere while the attacks are coming towards the front. Extractor gets sniped down. Tang is effectively on 2 base right now, which is not where you want to be. The Protoss player's on 2 base too, but he's a bit more comfortable with that particular situation, even here at the 16-minute mark. And Warp Prism getting sniped down by the Queen, but picks up, heads on out. Very, very fast is the Warp Prism. Kind of dancing back and forth is this army from FeaR. Not quite sure if he wants to commit or not. The longer he waits, though, the more roaches and hydras are going to come out, though, from Tang. I'd like to see maybe some Colossus from FeaR. Does he even have a robo facility, but not a robo bay, so we can't quite get those. I don't think he's planning on doing it either. He's kind of stuck on this Immortal Stalker composition, which is good. A lot of Immortals. That's actually really good, but I don't think it's enough to quite win if there's a lot of roaches and hydras, especially +1, +1, +3 attack coming up now for the Protoss player. Both players just kind of licking their wounds, trying to get their third bases established, and FeaR's is actually up and ready to go first. The drones are transferring, though, for Tang. He needs to take a 4th, and there it is. The 4th is coming up. Again, look at the minimap before you call things, Falcon. That's what you need to do. But either way, oh wow, actually 4th base coming up now for FeaR, feeling very safe. This is a long way to go for the Zerg player. I mean, if you look at how far away it is, you have to go clear across the Zolnga Watchtower and this to hit it. So on a big map, Protoss can expand a little bit more carefully, but I guess a little bit more recklessly, and feel safe in doing it. But either way, Stalkers and Immortals and Sentries moving on up the map, trying to find a good area to attack. Warp Prism moving back on in. FeaR very interested in making this work. Oh, gets sniped down. The Hydras were ready for it. Bit of a base race situation coming on up now. This base is going to die. Good blink forward. Takes out a lot of these drones as they're escaping with their lives. Coming on down, trying to kill this third base. Roaches Hydras not sure what they're waiting for. Go kill it now or go home to defend. And actually, Roaches coming into the second base as well. Might kill both these bases at the same time, but the army is inside your home, Tang. So many Stalkers, so many Sentries, so many Immortals. This base finally does go down. So many probes dying. FeaR not pulling the probes at all. This base still alive. Probes running away here. A hatchery coming down at the same place these probes exist. It is basically a base race at this point. Blinkstalkers do a lot of DPS. They do have that +3. Is it finished yet? No, it's not. If we can kill that forge, that'd be really nice for Tang. Tang, where's the forge? It's clear in the back of the base. I don't think that's going to happen. This base is actually up as well. So FeaR actually has a mining base. Tang technically does too, but actually with these Blinkstalkers here, I don't think he does. The main hatchery has fallen, or the main lair, I suppose. Are we going to get that forge? That'd be huge. Other Nexus goes down. All right, Tang says, be revealed, but no, there's actually a Nexus there. He's not going to be revealed. Protoss player is safe in hiding this Nexus. And a hatchery coming down, being killed by probes. Can probes kill a hatchery that is building? Yes, they can. Doesn't even get the cancel off. Here we come. Tang has decided he can't base race. He needs to kill this army. I don't know if he's going to be able to, though. Getting up in here, the force fields are super great. Killing your roach pretty much for free. All right, those force fields were probably unnecessary. They didn't really catch much of anything at all. But is Tang being revealed? He's not. He's rebuilt his base right there, which is not fantastic. FeaR has a fully operational mining base. Getting right on top of everything are these roaches. They are still close enough to attack, but no, they pull back. The force fields are still good enough. The Overseer does get sniped out. Is that a hallucinated Immortal? It is. Good choice. Roaches is trying to snipe down these Immortals as best they can, but I don't think there's enough of them. The Immortals in the back now +3 has finished. Do they have the +3? Yes, they do. 65 damage versus Armored. And everything blinking right on top of these roaches and these hydras. Every single one of the roaches has now fallen. Boom. The hatchery's going to die as well. I don't think Tang is in a good spot whatsoever. He's being revealed, and Tang calls the GG. FeaR is victorious. So, wow. Really intense game. I think Tang was right when he classified it as one of those, but the Warp Prism harassment was incredible. In the end, Tang did lose 66 Harvesters. A lot of those did come in the final attack, but a lot of those also came during that harassment as well. Just kept his attention in his base. He didn't really deal with it as well as I think he could have. Again, Tang is a much better player than I am, but when he decided to stick the Hydralisks here, that was a really good choice to snipe down the Warp Prism before it could get in to do any more damage. But good composition here from FeaR as well. Immortals, Blinkstalkers, Sentries. The force fields were on point pretty much every single engagement that I saw. They were very amazing. Expanding to here was a good choice as well for FeaR. Was able to keep a mining base up when the Zerg player was out. So thank you so much, Tang, for sending that replay again. Hit in allin-academy.com if you're interested in getting some of that coaching for StarCraft 2. You know you want to improve. And as always, this has been FalconPaladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all / FalconPaladin. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. And always, you take care of yourself.